Welcome back to the Dating Battle. I'm your host, Jody Besesor. This is my co-host, Kai, and our guest of honor tonight, Tatiana.
Hey, how's it going?
So tonight we have a juicy topic. It's definitely a fun topic, a little bit exciting. This one's for the guys and for the girls too. So basically, this topic is girl on girl, and I think it's good for girls who are thinking about experiencing girl on girl. Maybe you've never done it before, maybe you have done it before, and you can kind of see how your experience relates to this. So my question, Tati,
Yes.
have you ever had a girl on girl experience?
Absolutely, definitely.
How many would you say?
If you're talking about like experiences or like people that I've been with, because I've had girlfriends before as well, so that's an experience. So go on a girl on girl.
Yeah, so you're well versed in this topic.
I'm definitely not an expert.
You're more of an expert than I am. I've only had one experience, and that was a special case. But when was the first time it happened for you? Like, what was that like? Tell us that story.
Well, I guess the first time. I've always known that I was maybe not always, but I knew for a while that I was queer and I'm pansexual now, so I'm kind of open to all genders. But the first time I ever had a girl on girl experience was definitely my first. Ended up becoming my first girlfriend, and so
really,
it was probably I think my mid-20s.
Yeah. How did you meet her?
On Tinder.
So wait. So you went on Tinder specifically to meet a girl?
Yes.
Did you just want to experiment? Were you looking for more?
So kind of a couple of things. I was in a relationship at the time, and I'm also polyamorous, so this was kind of a part of my first exploration into that as well. But my first girlfriend I met because I was opening up my relationship, and my boyfriend did, I think, let ends up being sometimes a typical experience is sure, we can open it, but I don't want you hanging out with any guys. And I'm that's weird, but also I was more interested in exploring my sexuality. So I was interested in meeting women anyway, so it kind of just set those filters.
So when was the first time you felt like you were interested in experimenting with girls or having that experience?
Probably, I don't know. I used to read a lot of lesbian erotica, so
really,
yeah,
there's
absolutely. So it's really
How old were you when you were reading erotica books? I didn't even know they make those.
Right, what?
I didn't read that many books because there weren't that many books available. And if you have books, that's evidence sometimes. So, but I would read a lot online. There's a lot of online.
Really,
stories.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
While you were growing up, or was this
older?
older?
I guess once I had a smartphone, on the internet.
I guess you can search anything these days on the internet. So, would you be interested in having another girlfriend?
Absolutely. Definitely. I think there's something like I said, I'm interested and open to all genders, but there's something really beautiful about women and being able to be with women as well.
And so what do you think the difference is being with a woman versus a man? What are the difference?
There's so many differences.
It's really that vastly different?
Because it's really about the person that you're with, regardless of whatever gender they are. So I think most experiences are very different with men and women or anything.
So you think the experience is based on the person?
Absolutely.
That's interesting. Kyle, I want to know, have you seen any girl on girl action?
Well, before we dive into me, because I feel this is...
Now we outing everyone.
No, but I guess that's interesting that you say it for you, it's person to person, because I think with pansexual, because I also identify as pansexual, it's
really?
It's pansexual is very much a attraction, energy to energy attraction, person to person attraction, which I'm sure the like straight bigots think is just some people being greedy and wanting everything, which is like, okay, I guess you're not greedy and you don't want everything, so enjoy that part of your life. But like, I think it's such an interesting topic, girl on girl, especially since like Tati, you identify as queer, and Jody, like you identify as, what do you identify as?
I don't know what I am. I'm like, I like to think that I'm like polyamorous. Like there's a side of me that like likes to think that, but I could also be very monogamous with the right person, you know. But I've definitely at one summer I had 4 boyfriends.
Did they know about each other?
And a girlfriend.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're open. You're like experimental.
I would say I'm in my experimenting phase.
Nice. Okay, hence girl on girl.
Hence girl on girl.
Okay, so like I've never been a part of a threesome with 2 women. I don't think I've ever watched Girl on Girl, but I have like a lot of, I have a significant amount of like girlfriends or who are, you know, in female monogamous relationships and female like open relationships, and like I think, you know, not to be their voice, but I feel like one thing I've heard from them a lot is like a frustration with like straight girls sort of like trying to like experiment with like
they don't like that?
Yeah, like they don't like when they're like on dating apps and like they like, not everyone, but like it can be frustrating or like complex when they like connect on a dating app. You know, when a lesbian woman connects on a dating app with a curious woman, like I feel like, I don't know, Tati, you might know more, but I feel like it's like a little bit more like complex.
Yeah, it definitely can be super complex. I know that as someone who I'm pansexual, and before like I felt like bisexual made more sense. But it was a real struggle meeting women because a lot of the times if someone's a lesbian, they might not take you seriously because you're bi, because there's like a lot of, I guess, biphobia in a lot of different areas,
Right,
but it's also like you don't take me seriously. It's like I'm an experiment to you. Like I'm like a whole ass person. Like, and this isn't something that I'm like choosing. You know, it's like this is what I want, and then you can kind of like go and do whatever you want, and like if you're just trying this out, it could be offensive.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely. So I understand, but
my take on it is like, I'm like, if a girl wants to please me, I'm fine with that, but I don't know if I'll reciprocate. So I'm like a selfish lover.
Are you talking like specifically about oral sex?
Yeah.
well, so much more than oral sex.
So what in females are you attracted to, Joy? Like,
I mean,
are there
I
like
do-
certain parts of their bodies that
No,
like,
not like that.
get you a little hot?
No, I'm not like specifically attracted to like boobs, butt, or like I like the whole figure, the whole presentation. Like I like a pretty face. Like I can admire a beautiful woman or a woman with a pretty face or a great body. But, you know, for me, like I've been in after parties where I've like showered with girls, but like nothing happened beyond a shower
Just
with like a bunch of
energy
girls.
and the connection.
Yeah, just like wilding out,
Beautiful.
partying.
And
But
sexy.
I would say a few times when girls come on to me, I never know it. I always think they're being really, really nice. I'm like, this girl is so nice.
Ultimate struggle.
I mean, I miss the cute because I think they want to be friends. And I'm like, I'm not until later when they tell me like, hey, I was hitting on you. Then I realize, that's what it was. You weren't being really nice. But I think the first girl who made a move on me where it went somewhere was like, I invited this, she was like older in her 40s, but she's a blonde, my type. I like blonde men. She was a blonde girl, cute, short. She had a boyfriend. You know, I thought nothing of it. She was in a relationship with a guy that she lives with. And I invited her to my birthday party. We went to dinner. We went back to my friend's boat in Chelsea Piers. And she was like crawling on the floor and like dancing really seductively and like looking at me.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I have a strong feeling that she's coming on to me. Like, there was no sugarcoating it. There was no gray area. It was very, like, I thought
It was clear.
Were the drinks already flowing?
the drinks were already flowing, but I wasn't drunk.
But
And
she
neither
still
was
caught
she.
you off guard.
She caught me off guard because, like, like she was like rolling around on the ground, you know, and like lifting her legs up, and like it was sexy, it was hot, it turned me on. I'm not gonna lie, but like it was clear, like I got the signal that she was into me. So we went our separate ways, and then I don't know how we hooked up. We were like partying at her place with her boyfriend. Somehow
So it was another night.
It was another night I hooked up with her. So I ended up naked on their couch. I don't even know what. He just watched. And I thought, you know, like I'm not one for like going down on girls, but like I thought I would try it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it's definitely an acquired taste.
It depends on the person.
I'm proud of you because you put yourself out of your comfort zone and you tried something that you thought you would never
do.
Try.
Yeah. And like I'm Jamaican, like our culture is very homophobic. Like I've never experimented with the opposite sex in the same sex in my 20s. I just never. I had threesomes, but I never interacted with the girl, so I guess it never happened that way.
Yeah.
But once I got into my 30s, it was like, you know, fucking free for all.
Yes, that's so good.
Live your life. Listen, I'm Trinidadian. Same thing. You know.
Are they homophobic too?
I mean, I think recently there were some changes in the law in the country, but like, it's still sort of like, you know, one of my friends told me, it's still like, yeah, you can like be gay in Trinidad, but you're not gonna walk around holding your man's hand. That's what I've heard. That's what somebody told me. I'm not living there right now, but
yeah,
you know, things are changing slowly in different places. But here in the US of A, you know, we
have the freedom to
sometimes
experiment. Yeah, sometimes we have the freedom to experiment, and I think you know, like trying it has been more like it's like legalized now, so like the stigma is kind of not as strong. So I mean, if you want to hook up with a girl or experiment with a girl, what would be your tip? Like, how would you say to go about doing it?
I think that the biggest thing that I would think is to be really honest and transparent with people, and look for people that are also interested in, maybe it depends on how you're trying to look. If you're trying to look for someone to date, or are you looking for someone just to like experiment with? And then to be really clear about that from the beginning, because I think that there's a lot of potential to hurt people, because sex is really fun and amazing and wonderful, but I think that our intention should also be clear about that. So you don't want to like lead someone on and thinking that you can maybe build a relationship with someone, and if you don't feel that way, if you're just experimenting, but also like give yourself the grace to like have fun and not let all the stigma get to you. So think about what you like. Read some lesbian erotica and, and like go for it. Try it out.
Yeah, I think we live in a society where it's more acceptable to be fluid, you know? Like I know that I have some male friends that are fluid, and I wanted to before I get married and settle down and do all of that stuff, like I wanted to say at least I tried everything and I experimented, and like I know, and in my later 30s, like I became curious. Like I wanted to know, like it's something that I've never experienced before, you know, and I wanted to know, not if I'm gay, but just to have that experience and to have fun and to explore my sexuality.
Yeah, because you never know, you might like it.
You might.
I never thought I would like octopus.
Oh, I like
it's
that.
Good. But who thinks you would, you know, like as a kid, you're not like, I mean, some kids, but not me.
Some kids, yeah. My cousin liked all those weird things and like roe, you know, like the fish eggs and stuff like that.
Right.
You like that?
Yeah.
It's alright.
It's kind of like, I don't, like, why are we doing this? But octopus is good.
So I think if you want to try girl on girl, I say go for it. You have nothing to lose other than a fun time. Find a girl who's interested in you, who wants to have fun, or whatever it is that you're looking for. You know, life's about experimenting and trying new things. And I think, you know, you should date and have fun. That's what makes the world go around.
Definitely.
So do we have anything for our audience in closing and last remarks, comments, do's and don'ts?
Press-ons are great because then you can take one off or two off and leave them. Sharp nails are no fun.
Woo! Okay. Not press-ons are great. I heard scissoring is a real.
It's a real thing.
It's a real position.
It is a real position.
I heard it's like.
Can you orgasm from that?
You can orgasm from anything.
I don't know. I think it would take a lot of work for me to scissor somebody. I have to really, really freaking like you.
It's not my favorite position, but it's possible.
I mean, I like oral sex, so I guess maybe I could be a lesbian. Who knows?
I mean, there's way more than just oral. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless. Just make sure you hydrate.
You girls are funny.
Thank you for being our guest tonight, talking and sharing your thoughts and your opinions and your experiences. I respect that.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll say goodnight and see you on the next episode. Please subscribe, give us a big thumbs up, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching The Dating Battle.